During my time at Sequoia, we were meeting with an entrepreneur. A partner and I were meeting with an entrepreneur and discussing one of the terms in the term sheet. It was some detail I don't remember. And my partner said something I really appreciated. And he said, "Look, we don't try to make money on the right hand side of the decimal point." And what he meant by that was, these details aren't the thing that's going to matter at the end in terms of whether or not this is a success for us and a success for you. And I really resonated with that because I feel like I went through that in my entrepreneurial journey as well. The businesses we're all in, if we're in the tech startup business, they're essentially binary outcomes. Things are zero or they're fantastic, and they're usually fantastic for everyone involved. And it kind of doesn't matter what the details are in terms of this percentage or this term or that term. Not that I'm encouraging you not to be careful about these things, because certainly you should be careful about them. Although I'll tell you, in my history, I wasn't as an entrepreneur. But I just don't think people should hyper focus on them. This is not where you're going to win. If you're ever going back to a contract, really for any reason, at least in my experience, if you ever go back to a contract, something bad has happened. And the goal, frankly, should be to sign contracts that you never go back to because you picked the right partners and the right things happened. For me, with AdMob, for example, when I raised money from Sequoia, the first round was rough. I was a sole entrepreneur. I didn't have any other term sheets I liked. Sequoia gave me a term sheet for $3.3 million, 33% of the business with a 33% option pool. So I went from owning 100% of my business to owning 33% of my business in the very first round. And pretty devastating, I would say. However, given the outcome, it makes no difference in my life. And if I could go back and do it again, I would absolutely do it again, given all the help I received from Sequoia and the amount of company building that happened with their help. Because think about it. Honestly, if it's a binary outcome, what I did was put myself in a situation where the likelihood of the positive side of that binary outcome increased drastically. And that's all that mattered. And so I just encourage you as entrepreneurs to think about, given really these systems are binary outcomes, trying not to hyper optimize details that are on the right hand side of the decimal point that aren't going to make a difference to you. Make sure you can be fast, make sure you can make the right decisions, and make sure you do enough to hire the right people, partner the right investors, do the right deals, and kind of don't worry about the details as much as you worry about whether or not you're increasing the likelihood of the positive side of that binary outcome. Because really, if it works out, none of that stuff's going to matter. And if it doesn't, none of the stuff's going to matter either.